It's like that's a little bit too woo-woo for me. Like that's like a little bit way out there. Like I'm not into that. So like let's talk about something else, which was fine. Um, but is that itself, the fact that he has that feeling about spirituality or about astrology, would that also show up in his chart?
So yeah, it depending on a couple of different ways. So for example, like I said before, people who are very strong left brain, if they're Mercury, the Litvak, the Misnagid, right? The scientists, they're very, it has to be concrete. They have a hard time with things that are not concrete. So astrology is something that they'll have a hard time with. But like I said, that means they're ignoring their Venus. They're only focused on the Mercury. So yes, you can see that with certain types. It's
Mm.
it's like glasses. I'm wearing glasses, you're wearing glasses, right? So astrology is the glasses, the lens that we see the world. Basically, our makeup is how we're going to see the world. It's going to affect how we see religion, how we see God, how we see science, how we see everything. It's and to me though, it's a balance of Mercury and Venus. So I was blessed that my Mercury, which is the left brain, and Venus right brain are conjunct. So they're merging. So I'm able to fully appreciate science and logic and also elevation and spirituality. To me, there's no conflict. For some people, there's a big conflict, and some people struggle greatly between these two. Some people shut off one part or the other part. Sometimes you go the other. I mean, that's literally what Hasidus. Hasidus is Venus, and Litvak is Mercury. That's literally they're emphasizing these different sides of the brain, and the key is both. The key is it's not you can't leave out any one section. But yes, so you can see that sometimes with people who are very resistant. Usually, they're very left brain type of people.
That's assuming that they gave you their birth time, that you could see that.
Sometimes just by talking to them, I can tell. I can tell. Like they're very because they don't just attack astrology. They'll attack Myers-Briggs and the personality type. They'll be against anything that is not. They call it a pseudoscience. Right away, listen to the language, and you can hear that they're very focused on the left brain. If it hasn't been proven scientifically, it's not true. And I always ask them, what about God? What do you do with God? Like, it hasn't been proven scientifically. You have to access some part of your right brain in order to access God. You can't do God just from your left brain. So you have to, this broader than what you can see. So science is amazing. I love science. I was part of, there's an organization called AOJS, Association of Orthodox Jewish Scientists, and I was running their retreats, their programs for them. So I'm a big believer in science. But science is for a particular area of life. It's a limited tool that's very incredibly helpful for a particular area of life. It does not address the more elevated side. Although today's science, you can start talking about quantum mechanics and you can start talking about how it's really doing that too. But that's a whole other topic.